Hello students, today we're going to go through the basic steps of handwriting as it applies to writing capitals in cursive form. This tutorial will address beginning writing and it can address ages K through 4. Mary Dixon is the instructor. The first thing we're going to go over is the correct positioning of your pencil in your hand, assuring that you have a comfortable grip, modeling letter forms or recalling how we model letter forms, modeling capital letters in cursive style, and then how we can use what we know about making shapes and lines and forms in writing letters to make or forming different kinds of shapes. In this display we see in the right hand the proper way to hold your pencil, and this would be the left hand, which would be the proper way to hold the pencil in the inverse view. Number 1 is representing the third finger or the long finger of your hand. Number 2, of course, is the thumb, and number 3 is the index finger, your second finger, that is held on top of the pencil to guide and point in whatever direction or side to side formation the pencil is making, whether the pencil goes up or down or side to side. Number 1, the long finger is held against the right side, and of course the thumb is against the left side, and those two fingers are basically to hold it in place and grasp it, and your index finger is to guide it. And then it shows right here the names of the different fingers and what they represent. These two illustrations show the wrong way to hold a pencil. As you can see in this one, the index finger is really held taut, and if you hold your pencil like this for any length of time, you're going to encounter some muscle tension and cramped muscles and fingers. In this picture it shows a hand almost in a fist, it's so tight. So we need to keep our fingers kind of loose and slightly bent, and a firm grip but not cramped up in a fist. Here we have an illustration of a pencil grip. I know many of you have pencil grips, and some of you may have this kind. It's narrower on one end towards the pencil tip and wider towards the bottom. You don't have to have this kind. It just depends on what's comfortable for you. It gives some instructions here on how to place a pencil grip on a pencil. I don't think I need to go through that. I think you probably could figure that out. Basically says to stand the pencil on a hard surface and put the pencil grip over the top pointed portion of the pencil and pull down. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, we have the manuscript letter formation on the left here. This is what you're used to doing, and everybody has had a lot of practice writing manuscript. I like this particular style because many of the letters end in a curved tail, and that makes it a lot easier to transition to cursive, which is on this side, because cursive entails curvature and curved lines connecting one to another. And so if we begin with manuscript, then the transition to cursive is a lot easier. And of course up here we have the alphabet in uppercase manuscript, which we're going to go over. Okay, on this page we have animated uppercase capital letters, and they're demonstrating or showing the strokes that one makes to form the letter, and they're numbered, which stroke comes first and then the next, and so on and so forth. If we look at A up here, 1 is this whole entire stroke, and then 2 is down. Let's let B finish forming here, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3 is the entire circle there, and around makes 4. Now if you'd like to pause to look at these letters, you can just hit the pause button here and it'll pause them, and you can examine the letter in detail and think about how that stroke is made and then follow it through. You have your paper that is the same kind of a line structure as on this page. You have the paper that has the double line with the hyphenated or dotted line in the middle, and we use the entire space. Now lowercase primarily is this area below the dotted space, so what you're used to. Of course it does come up above if you have some letters that have a tall end on them, but we pretty much stay primarily below the dotted line. So I'd like you to watch this page and observe the letters. I'd like you to make 5 of each, and again you can pause it, follow the formation. 1, 2 on the A, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the B, and practice as you're looking, as you're watching this formation. Then now I want to talk about how what we know about letters can transition to drawing forms. Here we have a curved line, and this curved line is gradually, once we make it into some shapes, oval here and oval here, you see an animal shape forming, a blue heron, I believe. It's got an eye right there, so you put in a few features, but the basic shape of this bird pretty much entails a couple of ovals and some long curvy lines, which is what you're used to doing when you're writing in manuscript, and especially in cursive. And we just add some more features, and there you go, you have a complete blue heron. This is an example of drawing a swan, and it's basically the same thing. You start with a curved line and then form an oval from the beginning of that curved line, and then finish the curved line into an oval here, and you've got the basic body, and then you add the features. Now I know that you could see how making these curved shapes can easily transition to drawing, and I think it's great that we can do that. Here we have a simple shape, but look how quickly we can make something recognizable. A simple oval can turn into a turtle with some rounded lines, ovals, a few lines for feet. Looks like a hexagon there for the patterning. So today we went over how to correctly hold your pencil, how to put a pencil grip on your pencil, and why that is important to use. We reviewed manuscript, how we're familiar with manuscript, and how the formation of manuscript can help us to form our cursive forms of letters. We went ahead and modeled writing some capital letters, and I'll be collecting those sheets from you, and we're going to be able to come back to this tutorial and practice more, because it's nice that we can pause and examine the letters at our own discretion. And then we saw how what we know about writing forms and shapes and curved lines can help us in drawing shapes, because many shapes in our environment are rounded curves and circles. Thank you very much, class.